What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at this 2023 Cadillac Escalade. This is the luxury premium platinum, which is a ridiculous trim level having 3 different of the same kind of words. However, this one is around $130,000 and we're going to take a full point of view look at what the newest Escalade is going to have to offer. So underneath the hood, you're going to get that giant naturally aspirated 6.2 liter 8-cylinder engine with 460 horsepower and 420 pound-feet of torque. You get the 10-speed automatic transmission, and this is an all-wheel drive SUV. If we take a look at some of the styling now, as the older Escalade drives by us, this has a really nice look. I'm just loving the new style with these LED headlights, a Cadillac written in them, and a huge brushed aluminum color on the grille. Get the Cadillac badge along with a forward-facing camera, and then really aggressive lines. I also love these LED lights. These are your turn signals. They just look sporty and muscular. You can also see more of that silver trim, parking sensors, and then gloss black. And this is a pretty aggressive looking front diffuser. So it's pretty neat the way this has the luxury vibe to it, but it also looks like a pretty muscular SUV. We get some sharp lines all throughout the hood, fading towards the windshield, and the front end has a ton of road presence. We also get a set of these 22-inch wheels finished in an aluminum color, and more parking sensors on the side, and a really sharp body line around the front fender. You also get a pretty prominent line going through the entire side profile, and massive doors. And then you can see some more sharp lines below this with some silver trim and a set of running boards. And then you get body color on the mirror caps with gloss black, integrated turn signal as well as a side view camera, and then two-tone along these door handles. You do get a panoramic roof up there with roof rails, and the side profile looks fantastic. This is not the ESV, so this is a little bit shorter than the jumbo version of this, but we do get more silver trim, all the black color, and I like how you get that Cadillac badge in back. You can also see this massive piece of glass, really sharp lines throughout the rear, and these taillights are so cool. The way they're just integrated, and they're so big, and they're super dimensional. You can see all the shapes inside them, really cool. Integrated spoiler, nice smooth piece of glass, and then more silver trim, and then you get a lot more sharp body lines in back, and you get 600 written out, which means nothing. I don't know why they named them that. It's a weird way to designate this is the big boy version, highly loaded Escalade. However, we do have a cool set of exhaust tips, some gloss black trim, and one of my favorite features back here, when you press the logo itself, that is your power liftgate. That's going to open up, and we have quite a lot of storage space in here, even for not being the ESV. There's also hidden storage space down below if you need a little bit extra space. Definitely a pretty roomy rear end. Then we have buttons over here to operate these seats. You just quickly press these buttons and they're gonna fold down super quickly just to make this super practical. And then you can just hold them up and they're equally as fast to come back up. So I like just how convenient that is. It's really nice to see. And along with these buttons, you have these buttons right here as well to fold down those seats. You press it once, it goes flat, and then you press it again, it's gonna pop all the way up. So really neat the way everything is so easy. Second row, you do have to manually go back to them. We can go ahead and close the liftgate, and then coming back in here, as you can see with this seat out of the way, it does give you better access to enter into the third row. And then the only drawback is there's really no way to put these back up unless you manually do it, which is kind of ridiculous for an expensive car. So they do need a button back here. There's one right here, but this just operates to this second row. So I'd like to see something to do the third row. However, when we close this and lift the seat back up, it gets it into its normal position. And if I hop inside, on the left here, there's a lever you can pull, slide this back. We also have the recline lever you can pull to get this into a comfortable position. You do get armrests as well for these captain's chairs, and a really nice leather material. Beautiful looking seats with all the piping, headrest pop down, you get perforated leather, cool logo. You do get massive TV screens. You'll be able to see Netflix, YouTube, all that sort of thing on here, which is really cool. Climate controls will pop up here. This is a screen that will illuminate, and these will be your toggles for fan speed, zone, and heated seats. And you can open this up, we get your nice cup holders, and then underneath that there are some plugs and auxiliaries. And at 5'11", I'm sitting back here perfectly fine. Tons of headroom, tons of leg room. I mean, you really cannot go wrong was sitting in the back of an Escalade. You do have air vents up on top, lights along with speakers, and being such a wide SUV, you can easily walk back into that third row, and it's actually a practical, usable third row seat. Sitting back here, I have tons of legroom up in front of me. I do have access to this button if I want to get that out of the way, and then pressing it again, it's gonna pop open, which is kind of a cool touch. But back here, same seats, all the same materials. You do get cup holders and even a padded armrest. USB port as well. And just a pretty nice appointed third row. You get LED lights and more air vents. So nice place to be for sure. And then if we go ahead and hop towards the driver's seat, you're gonna open the door. And these are electronic handles. There's a button on the backside, which is a pretty nice luxury touch. But on the door, you can see what you saw back there with the wood trim, the leather and silver. You do have memory seating, heated and ventilated seats, more controls as you would expect. And then Escalade is written out on the door sill. You do get power controls on the left side of the seat, all of your different buttons, and then the same seating material as you would expect. There's even speakers in the headrest. So if we go ahead and hop inside, one thing that's really cool, you get this massive screen and this really cool display that pops up right now. I really like the animations. But from here, if I put my foot on the brake, we can fire it up as the music blasts on me. However, we have this really nice curved display. You get the normal gauge cluster in the center. You can see your tach, speedometer, and fuel. And then over here, this is kind of how you control things. We have our trip 1 and 2, and then we have this icon where we can configure what we want to see. So we can have a full navigation screen and then toggling this into the camera where you get a really cool depiction of what's right in front of you. Then we can go back to the standard one. Taking a look at the steering wheel now, we get leather and Cadillac badge, cool 3-spoke design with silver and wood, and then all your controls on the right side for some Bluetooth and audio, cruise controls on the left. You even have your distance pacing with your gap adjustment. Then we get paddle shifters for the transmission, windshield wiper stock on the right, turn signals on the left. And then down over here we have 4-wheel drive control, air ride suspension, your drive mode toggle, and it will adjust suspension and other things when you go into the different drive modes. We also have your trailer settings, interior lighting along with the park and brake, and then more of this leather all along the dashboard. So it has really cool design, more of the wood trim, all your air vents. And then if we take a look at the center infotainment screen, pretty typical as you would expect for most Cadillacs. Your main home screen is right here. All your different shortcuts for everything, rear climate you can adjust, ambient lighting. You have the camera system you can take a look at. You have your front view camera. You can adjust all of this and really see pretty much everything you're gonna want. You have a full 360 camera as well. For trailering, your hitch, guidelines you can adjust, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. And then if I go ahead and go into reverse, of course the backup camera pops up automatically. And then just going into drive, the front camera is now going to turn on. So pretty simple the way everything is laid out. You get that full screen navigation. We do have a rotary dial down here that you can control everything with. If I just tap the home icon, you can see that. And I can just rotate this and go and do several other things. So you don't always have to use the touchscreen. And then I like how vehicle information, you get a lot of information that will come up to really monitor exactly everything within your Escalade. So pretty sweet to see that. We have the climate controls down below with your fan speed right in the center for toggling it. Then your temperature as well, all your zones. You get the auto hold, your shifter, of course all of that. And then opening this up, we get a pretty good amount of storage along with 2 USBs and cup holders. Wireless phone charging is right here, which is a pretty convenient way to do that. More leather and stitching, and then a pretty large glove box with a lot of extra storage space. The normal glove box on the right side is pretty big as well. And just overall a pretty nice interior. Really nice place to be. Super premium, nice materials. We get a full black Alcantara headliner, that massive sunroof. Then all your controls are up here for your garage door openers, power liftgate, the rear seats you can adjust, just pressing these buttons. And the third row will even fold down, which is a really cool touch. You also can see all the glass controls. We get the camera in back for your rear view mirror. So pretty nice. And then there's all sorts of speakers and everything within this nice headliner. All right, so we are setting off now in the 2023 Cadillac Escalade. A V8 and 10-speed. Get you up to speed without even thinking. Now, it is pretty wild to drive this with the AR camera on. It feels like a video game. That is a huge screen looking at what's going on in front of you. A little weird to just watch that if you were to not watch the road ahead of you, but pretty neat to see all of that. It just feels like, I don't know, a tech-savvy vehicle. Ride quality is fantastic. The air ride suspension is buttery smooth. It just feels like a cloud. Super insulated in here, and you're nice and high up. Great view out the windshield as well. I love the camera in the rear view. Mirrors themselves are pretty good. And visibility over your left and right shoulder, honestly, you have a really good view around. So it's, while being a big SUV, it's actually pretty easy to just navigate and drive it. I mean, this is gonna be someone's daily, their family, travel vehicle, things like that. And you honestly can do it all in an Escalade. It's a comfortable place to be and just nice. Everything you touch is really nice. Like literally, this feels like a very high quality vehicle. It feels like a top end luxury car. So I think it's pretty well worth the price point given how nice it actually does feel. And just the ride quality and everything, it comes together to kind of give you what you want. I currently have the massaging seat on, so I'm enjoying that. The one thing, you do have to reach for these screens. They are really far away, so it takes a little bit getting used to that aspect. But overall, I like how you have this. I think that really makes it nicer when driving to not always have to reach. But overall, ride quality, you really can't complain. The V8's powerful. It's just a pleasant place to be. And when you're spending well over 6 figures on a family SUV like this, you know, it better be nice. And it really is. It's comfortable. Really can't complain. You have a lot of storage solutions as well, so it's very useful as well. It just kind of gives you everything that you want. I really don't have any complaints as far as the driving. It feels like a cool place, and that is definitely a cool little party trick to feel like you're in a virtual reality.